lesson 1, we learned how to draw blocks in 1-point perspective. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to draw blocks in 2-point perspective using 2 vanishing points. For all of these perspective lessons, we'll be using our drawing triangle. I have 2 sizes here. I have a large and I have a smaller one. Sometimes this one won't reach all the way across the page when I get out here in the middle, so I can also use the larger one. We'll begin with our horizon line. And this time we're going to use 2 vanishing points. For this lesson, we'll place them right out here on the outer edges of the paper. When we drew the blocks in 1-point perspective, we began by drawing the face of the block. This time we're going to begin by drawing guidelines and determining the top face of the box, and then that will give us the corners to bring down our vertical lines. So what I'm going to do is bring 2 sets of guidelines, 2 from the left vanishing point and 2 from the right. Then erase. We don't need these anymore. Once you practice this a lot, you get to where you just draw the parts of the lines that you need, so it's not always necessary to draw the entire guideline. So now we have what we can either use as the bottom of the block, or we could use it as the top of the block. I'll do this both ways so you can see what I mean. Let's imagine that this is going to be the top. So now we know the location of the corners. This box is going to be opaque, which means we can't see through it, so that means I cannot see this back one. So again, I'm going to line up the bottom edge of the tool with the bottom edge of the page and this corner and draw the front corner of the box. There's the back one. Okay, so now we have our top and we also have the corners, okay, the corner edges. Now we need to determine where the bottom edges of the box are. So we can decide how tall we want the box. Maybe this is a building, maybe it's a skyscraper. We could bring this all the way down off the page, but I want it to end about right here. So what I'll do is draw the second set of lines from this vanishing point going this way. We'll need to make that line a little bit longer. And then from this vanishing point. And like I said before, once you practice this, you get to where you just draw the part of the line that you need, and then that creates less erasing. So we'll need to make sure that this one extends slightly longer. Doesn't quite match up with the corner. All right, so now we have the bottom edge here and the front bottom edge. So now we can see the top and the front 2 sides. Let's do this again. Let's move over here to the right. So I'm going to bring 2 guidelines over here. Let me get rid of this line so it's not confusing us. Okay, and then 2 from this direction. Okay, so now erasing the parts we don't need. Okay, now last time we started with the top of the box. This time we're going to go up from the bottom. So now we are going to make our vertical lines start at the bottom of the block and go upwards. We won't see this back one. So let's line up the tool and go up. So now I'm going to draw another set of guidelines that come down here. I don't want to make this one quite taller than the horizon line, so I'm going to make sure that I leave enough room here to do the top of the block. So I'm going to make this line go here, and this line go here. Whoops. Okay. Now this gives me the location of this front corner and this back corner and this corner. So I'm going to erase these. You'll want to erase as you go because once you get so many lines on there, it gets a little bit confusing. Okay, so here's our front corner, here's our back corner, and here's our back corner. So we know that this one is also going to go to this vanishing point, and this one is going to go, well, that one goes there, and this one is going to go to this vanishing point. My tool is not quite long enough. And this time I'll just draw the part that I need. So making sure this point lines up with this point, and then I'll stop when I get to this vanishing point. Okay, I can erase these lines. Now watch as I draw several different boxes in different locations. We'll draw some with the tops above the horizon line, and we'll draw a floating one to where we can draw a 2-point block that's floating above the horizon line. Here we go. Is going to be the front corner. Okay. I'm not going to see the back edge, so I might ought to just get rid of this right here. Okay. Okay, so I've drawn a couple more. Notice how this one is blocking the view of the horizon line. So maybe this is a building that's blocking out part of our view of the horizon. This one appears to be floating and is vanishing off of the page, so we actually don't see the top of the box, and we can see the bottom. So on a sheet of paper, practice drawing as many blocks in 2-point perspective as you can. Try to overlap some. Try to place some behind others and see what you can do. Thanks for watching.